What's up?
Hey, I'm running a little late because, well, just because.
Yeah, I got you.
So let's. So, yeah, how you been doing, bud?
Excellent. Rolled in the door, changed clothes, and here I am.
Yeah,
Yeah.
I'm jealous. I am very jealous, actually.
I'll tell you, you probably would be, to be honest. Ugh. I've been at it since like 4 this morning.
Yeah, that's that's not too bad. Well,
Oh,
I tell you what, the drive home sucked. The drive home
oh
sucked
yeah?
horribly.
What happened?
Nobody knows how to drive,
Huh.
which makes it great running to the Isle of Man TT because they race on a road where probably nobody knows how to drive. Now, I don't know anything about the Isle of Man. Not one thing, really. I mean, okay, I know some basics. It's a road course that's supposed to be uh, super difficult. That's all I know. What do you know?
uh, I know that I've seen videos of really badass motorcycles doing about 150 hitting jumps, cutting
Jumps.
through just. Oh yeah, there's jumps, man. Yeah, there's like little
Like,
hills in the roads. Like they
oh,
take air at like 150 something miles an hour. It's sick.
I didn't know they
So,
jumped. That's pretty cool. Well, I've
yeah,
got the.
it's not like they put the jump there as much as the road that they're on has like a little dip or something in it.
Oh, and they
I
just
mean, they
fly off.
yeah they take air.
Yeah, be booking it then.
Yeah,
Well, I guess we should get started on the history of the TT, right?
yeah, it sounds good to me.
So, yeah. It says it's been going for more than 100 years, since 1907. Wow, it's not
I never
bad.
knew how long it was. I just knew that it's, it's been for a while.
Well, a lot of things have changed since 1907. We've had two world wars and a whole bunch of fun stuff. So, it says here it was the spirit of competition and advancement that brought the original TT competition to the island, as racing on highways and byways of Britain was impossible because there was an act of parliament and in 1903 a 20 mile per hour speed limit. Well, man, 1907, 20 mile an hour, you're kind of booking it.
Yeah,
So yeah, an automobile club in Britain and Ireland uh, decided that they wanted to have the race on the island because he thought that the authorities would be more lenient there. And apparently, it gave way to an act in 1904 that gave permission in the Isle of Man for a 52.15 mile course for a car trial for a fledgling European car racing championship.
but it started off for cars.
It was for cars.
I mean, that makes sense because motorized bicycles doing 20 miles an hour wouldn't really draw the crowd
Yeah,
compared to
no,
the.
well, I mean, for us, but I mean, like we're used to 20 miles an hour being nothing.
Yeah. You know what? That's true. I didn't think about that.
Like we're used to going over 20 miles an hour. But imagine if like nobody went over 20 miles an hour. And they're like, yeah, you can go 20 miles in 1 hour. I mean, that is a long distance in 1 hour. But anyway, it said that it was not until the following year that a trial race for motorbikes was to be introduced the day after the car trial. It says the inability of the bikes to complete the steep climbs of the mountain section led to the race being redirected, and it didn't return until 1911. So the bikes
Dang.
couldn't go up the hills. That's pretty awesome. Imagine that, like, some British guy is gonna be like, yeah, you worried about that hill? Nah, I'm not worried about that hill. And then they're all racing, and their bikes can't go. First hill climbs. So, there was a new route that went through a bunch of locations that I have no idea where they're at. But it was won in 4 hours, 9 minutes, and 36 seconds.
Dang.
A new race was proposed by an editor of a motorcycle magazine in 1907. The races were run in two classes, with single-cylinder machines to average, it says, 90 miles per gallon, and twin cylinders to average 75 miles per gallon. What? Do they mean miles per hour?
They might have.
Dude, I couldn't imagine. What was the fastest bike in 1907?
A Huffy? I don't know.
Pretty much. A V8 motorcycle in 1907 went 136 miles an hour.
Oh.
By Glenn Curtis. That is insane.
Yeah, especially back then because, good lord. He was probably wearing one of them leather football helmets, you know? Safety first.
No, it was not miles per hour. It was miles per gallon. This was done to emphasize the road touring nature of the motorcycles. So that way they run more economically, I guess, to prove that they're better than cars. The organizers also insisted there be regulations for saddles, pedals, mudguards, and exhaust silencers. So the first real bike setup was basically a commercial to how fuel efficient motorcycles are. Step right up, folks.
Yeah.
What the hell? In 1911, the Isle of Man Tourist Trophy race took place over the Snaefell mountain course. Snaefell? So, the reintroduction of the mountain course setting, so they have to go up that hill again. Setting a 4-lap, 150-mile junior course and a 5-lap, 189 course for the senior crowds. Could you imagine 189 miles? And it said that American bike manufacturer Indian took the first 3 places. Take that, Harley.
Yeah, right.
Right?
Freaking America.
Right. The following year was British-based bikes that won. 2-stroke 350s. The race meeting was close to being canceled due to several manufacturers threatening to boycott the race, having struggled the year before on the mountain course with single gear bikes. These bikes only had one gear.
Huh.
Well, no wonder they couldn't go hills.
Wonder if they had brakes.
I hope they have brakes. Man. 1914, the last race before World War I. 1921, Stanley Woods entered. Apparently he's important. I'm not a street racer, dude. I'm not a track racer, dude. I don't know any of these names. I feel horrible because I don't know anybody.
Nah, man, because I couldn't even. I don't know. Yeah, I mean, why would we know that?
Yeah, I don't know. Let's see if there's a couple notable names. It says Mondelli, MV Agusta, Bob McIntyre, Jeff Duke. Man, they just keep giving me all these names. I don't know any of these names. Joey Dunlop. Says the 80s were... The Discord was going on about Joey Dunlop. So the 80s were dominated by one man, Joey Dunlop. He recorded the first 115 mile an hour plus lap in 1980. And in 83 won the first of 6 consecutive Formula One TTs on Hondas.
Man, he's putting it all on there. That's what I'm talking about.
Yeah, could you imagine that?
Are you seeing stuff?
Yeah, 6 races in a row he won.
Is that? Do you think that's the? There's no way that's the Dunlop name. That's like.
Oh,
like the tires.
Is it a tire?
Yeah, Dunlop. Yeah.
I don't know. Yeah, I don't know. Dude, they were racing it. It says that Dunlop was winning on a 125 Honda. Doing over 115 miles an hour on a 125cc.
Was he doing 125 miles an hour or 125 miles a gallon?
I don't know. I don't know what happened to the miles per gallon rule. Also, I can't see my stream. I can't tell if anyone's talking. It says at the age 40.
I can't pull it up because of reverbs in my ear. So.
At the age of 48, Joey Dunlop recorded his 26th and final TT win. He won this thing 26 times.
Yeah.
26. Oh, this was in like 2000.
Oh.
He was 48 in 2000, and this was his 26th win. Man.
God.
There's a lot of stuff about this Isle of Man. I gotta see the course.
They made a video game about it. I'll put it that way. Yeah, I have not got to play it yet, but
dude, there's a list of mountain course fatalities.
Yeah, the fatalities are pretty up there. I mean, from everything I've ever seen.
So we're looking at 260 of them.
God.
The last one was in a senior classic on a 500cc Royal Enfield. Two race officials. 2 have died on the parade lap. 3 have died out of unofficial testing. 4 involving bystanders, 2 involving spectators. I used to think Dakar was one of the most deadly races in the world. This is
Yeah,
ridiculous.
no. This thing right here has been like since I was 8 years old. It's been like my number one bucket list. I must
You
go.
wanna ride the Isle of Man?
Oh no, I don't want to ride it. I want to spectate.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, there's spots on the course where you're like inches, and they're just hitting it, doing probably 170, 180 miles an hour, just a flying.
Wow.
Yeah, yeah, it's pretty sick.
It looks like the very end of the course is uphill and downhill, like the last 10 miles or so. Well, even more than 10 miles.
I know there's spots where they're cutting through little towns and stuff, and I mean they
I
ain't
thought
slowing
the
down.
whole thing was through towns. Like,
No, it breaks out into the wide open. There's even I can't remember who it was, but there's a video of somebody that like I don't want to say they passed, but like they might have got severely hurt, but they're just doing this wide open little helicopter shot of this guy just moving, and then next thing you know, he's off the cliff.
huh. I think I watched a STI run the Isle of Man course on the YouTubes. Oh yeah, and the Isle of Man has the 3 feet.
What's the 3 feet?
Their logo is like 3 running legs.
Oh, okay.
Oh, here we go. I got it. That looks. So it looks like there's just one section that's just like, yep, we're going through the mountains now. There's a golf course on the Isle of Man. So what one is the Isle of Man course? Because they says there's multiple courses, like a mountain course. Do you
That I
know?
don't know. No clue.
Because I don't
All I've
know
ever
anything.
yeah.
What is the official? I don't
Oh yeah. Old Rick found all the videos.
You found all the videos?
Old Rick put them on there.
Oh, on the Discord?
Yeah.
Show Ranger with the jumps. Oh wow. Here, let's see. Let's go to the Discord on the chat. Man. These guys are booking it. And it looks like it's rainy too. Wow, there's a lot of Isle of Man stuff. Look, there's one for an H2R. We're not gonna watch that. I'm not too worried about that. Or the crashes. I don't really want to watch the crashes. We just
Yeah,
learned
some of
that
the-
like 260 people have died on there. I'm not.
Yeah, it'll pop up on you when you're looking for them. It'll just be footage. Just,
Man, these guys are booking. These guys are just booking. Dude, I wouldn't do this. I would not.
yeah, no.
I'm
I've
watching
watched-
the last lap Isle of Man Manx Grand Prix 2019, and it looks like the whole thing's sped up. But the audio isn't sped up. Yeah, it's not sped up.
Nope. It's another breed. Yeah.
Dude, this guy's like in 6th gear 14,000 RPM, just going. Like, and then there's a guy passing him, cool as can be. Like, this is an actual street.
Yeah.
This isn't a track and they call it road racing. This is an actual, like, Farmer Brown and his tractor could pull out at any moment.
And I've never seen like any shots where there's any kind of walls built that aren't brick or mortar.
Dude, I couldn't imagine a brick. Like, I mean, you wouldn't have to worry about hitting a brick wall at these speeds.
Nah.
You wouldn't have to worry about anything. So, Rick says there's two main bike races on the island, the Manx GP and the TT. The GP is a normal race, and the TT is a time... Oh, I want to get is a time trial. I'm guessing TT stands for time trial. I would be more comfortable on a time trial than I would be on a traditional race, because at least on a time trial, pretty much just you know?
Yeah.
And I don't know. Like I said, street racing, sport racing isn't really my bag. I would ride the course. I would have a spirited ride on the course. But this is a little more than spirited. I've been seeing some... This is just crazy. Man, I can watch that. He just casually posts up there. Front wheel slides. I'm like, no thanks. Let's see what the bikes... I want to see what the original bikes were. Like, they said an Indian one. Like, you know. Said an Indian one. Let's see what that looks like. A matchless JAP. This is from Goodwood. The 4 best Isle of Man TT bikes. It was a... Why is... Dang it. So it's a 3.5 PS or 2.6 kilowatt motor. I don't know what that is in Freedom units. But it's 431cc single cylinder. Wow. Man. The matchless Jap achieved an average speed of 38.21 miles per hour and won.
Yeah.
You imagine, like, yeah, my average is 38, and then, like, to think about today, how we're just rolling around in Corollas.
Yeah.
The Manx Norton is amongst the most iconic classic TT machines and is synonymous for the island from which it was named. Single cylinder 350 or 500. Said it had the power and handling required for the fast circuit. But it doesn't give me power numbers. And these things are old. These are very old. The Galera 504. The year was 1957. Oh! A 100 mile per hour lap was in the cards. He reached... Oh no. He reached 99.97 miles per hour on his lap. And then they brought in the dustbin fairing. And, wow. 101.03 mile per hour second lap, and 101.12 mile per hour fourth lap. Now, I'm guessing that's like during the time trial stuff that they do this.
It probably has to be.
Oh, for sure. Formula One Sim. This is... Honda apparently is pretty good in Isle of Man TT. Where's Honda in the rest of racing? They seem to kind of not do much right now. Oh, Rick says TT is tourist trophy. I guess that's for people who don't live there. This is hard. I don't know anything about this. And I tried looking some stuff up last night, but I really couldn't find much of it.
Yeah. It's just one of those things I stumbled upon, like, when I was, like, 8 or 9. I had a friend, and, you know, like, since I was a kid, I've always been into, like, going fast and stuff, you know, cars and what have you. Mm-hmm. And he was one of my friends that rode dirt bikes with me, and he's like, you ever heard of this race? And I'm like, no. And he's like, my dad has this old VHS, you know, let's watch it. And I'm like, okay. So he throws it in, and man, I was hooked. I got to go one day.
He's got an old VHS tape. You want to watch people almost die on VHS? Yeah, sure.
His dad was big into bikes. You know what I mean? He actually had one of the Top Gun Ninjas.
Oh, the GPC 900?
Yeah. I've seen it in person.
Nice.
Wouldn't let me touch it, though, but, you know.
Yeah, the only races I like when I was younger, I knew about like NASCAR races, you know. But as I got older, I kind of went into more rally. I like the off-road stuff more than the street stuff. I mean,
yeah, we've always went to drag races and been a bunch of NASCAR races and stuff like that. But just anything fast, it's always something about going fast. I mean, it clicks. You know.
Yeah. I mean, I'm not a big speed demon guy. I'm more of a loping, chill out. You know, like rallying isn't loping, chill out. It's a different kind of race. All races are endurance races. But I think, like, Dakar, the Africa Eco, and Baja are a little more endurance-based than the Isle of Man. And I think that's primarily because they go for multiple days.
Yeah.
I don't know how many days Isle of Man goes for. I'm guessing it's like a weekend. Because
I know they lock down.
Well, how annoying would that be? You live on the island, right? Imagine you're a guy, you move to the island, and they're like, just wait for race season, and your house is like on the main strip. Sorry, can't go get milk because there's people racing at 200 miles an hour past my house. But I'm sure they have a setup like where they can sell parking spots and pretty good bang. But then again, it's an island, you can't really drive there.
Yeah, they tack off courses like that all the time, like with like F1 and stuff. So
yeah, I forgot F1 does road races. Man, there's so many races I don't know about. I'm such a dolt when it comes to this stuff. Everyone says the TT's the best according to these YouTube comments. Purist racing left. Wow, these guys are fun. They gotta be on a straightaway.
And there it is.
I just saw that pop up. And he would say that. He'd be looking at this, he'd be like, bro.
It had to be done.
It had to be done. I don't know, it's hard to talk about a race that I have never seen and I have never really looked into. Like,
well, you know, it's like,
I was hoping you knew more.
well, I don't know like a lot of the history, but I can tell you things like, I mean, there's like, let's say not from a racing standpoint, but from a spectating standpoint, you literally can stand like on the course. I mean, like there's so many
like
videos
the
of people.
old Group B rally where people were like standing in the road?
Yes, except it's like flagged off. You know what I mean? It's like they put a little fence there so you can't. Yeah,
because that's gonna stop you.
Yeah, well, it's like a stick with rope kind of fence. You know what I mean? But there's numerous of videos of people just leaning over or just sticking their hand out with their camera and just getting flybys. I mean, it's sick.
What do you think would happen to your hand if all of a sudden this bike, like just 200 miles an hour, whap, your hand would be shattered.
Yeah.
It would be.
Yeah. Dislocated arm off the body.
Oh, for sure. Dislocated and or gone.
Yeah.
And then you'd have a very mad rider looking at you.
Oh yeah, if they didn't hit it either. Yeah.
So Honda's got a pretty storied history in this race. And so does a bunch of us. I'm guessing that because this is a British race, like all the British. I wonder if Triumph's done anything in Isle of Man. Like Triumph is British, right?
Oh yeah.
They should be all up in this business. Let's see what Triumph does. Isle of Man TT for the ride Triumph motorcycles. I just don't see any big, like there hasn't been a mention of them in there. So they raced in 1907.
I'm looking it up now.
A Bonneville Thruxton around the TT at 100 miles an hour to set the first 100 mile an hour production bike lap in 1969. This is odd because cars were going much faster than 100 in 1969. Right?
Oh yeah.
So
sorry, I'm trying to find a list of all the bikes that have won, just like a straight up and down list, but all I'm finding is names.
damn. Isle of Man, Daytona, the Daytona 2. I don't. It's just such a weird thing because I guess it's one of those things that if you know about it, you know about it. But if you don't, you kind of like you hear about it. You go, yeah, the Isle of Man is wicked. But that's kind of what you hear about it. Kind of like Dakar. Everyone goes, yeah, Dakar is wicked, but you really don't know what goes on during Dakar.
I have found a win list.
Oh, what?
A win list of like, but this might be an old list. This was posted in 2016. So as of 2016, 10th place is, oh god, I'm gonna jack this one all around. Aramaki, I guess it had 18 wins. Number 9 was AJS with 19 wins. Number 8 was Triumph with 21 wins.
Ooh, there you go.
Number 7, Envy Agusta with 34 wins. BMW's got 36. Kawasaki 42.
Kawasaki.
Norton's got 94. That makes sense.
I wonder if all of Norton's wins are like early days though, because Norton just died, if I recall.
70. It says they were back rotary races in the early 90s.
Rotary races?
Yeah.
Man.
Rotary racers. I don't know if that means...
Were they powered by rotary engines?
I don't know. I think I'm just reading that wrong.
Hmm.
Oh, wait. Oh, yeah. Yeah. The Reborn Norton firm has been trying to add to its TT heritage, initially with a rotary-powered machine and then with its Aprilia V4 engined racers. So I guess it had an Aprilia motor.
So you can have a Mazda or an Aprilia.
Here you go. Number 3, Suzuki, 107 wins.
There we go. That's my boys.
Yamaha, number 2, 232 wins.
Screw you.
And Honda with 255 wins.
Man.
But this is also, like I said, as of 2016. So this is.
I wonder if they've been having it during the pandemic.
I want to say they didn't one year, like maybe the first year of all the lockdowns. I don't know anything after that, but I want to say they didn't, because I'm always looking into it. You know, like, oh well, can't go this year. You know.
Yeah. It says they did in 2021 because there was a finisher.
Oh. Well, you know, if they were, I mean, I don't see why they wouldn't, other than having spectators. But how would you have a race like that with no spectators, with a town on lockdown?
Yeah, I mean, there would be spectators. They'd just be looking through their windows.
Yeah.
These bikes are wicked.
It's most definitely like a pretty sick race. Like, I mean, there's some footage you can find of it where it's just like, yeah. I'm not a scared of heights kind of person, but I've seen some like POV shot, you know, of people just running it, and it's just like it'll get your motion sick. I mean, they got the full, you know, on point for the whole time.
So, do you think that because it's on a road, they tend to ride on the correct side of the road for what country they're from?
I do not know.
Do you think that they race and they just subconsciously go, yeah, I gotta stay between these lines, or like there's a turn lane, we shouldn't go in there?
Oh shit, the squiggly line, what do I do?
That would be my biggest problem. I'd be racing, and also like, oh crap, I'm on the wrong side of the road. Sorry. Like, I wonder if anyone has, like, for road racing, I wonder if because they're road racing, they internally just kind of disable that.
They have to. Because I mean, it's like I said. I know I keep saying it, but it's sick. Like, I mean, there's like a point where I would almost imagine they take like a week off. They go there and take like a week off and just stare at a wall. You know, like, because once they start it, sure, 100%.
Do they still race cars on Isle of Man TV?
That I don't know. I would assume they would, because most like GP tracks and stuff, I mean, like they'll race cars there too. So I would assume. But you know what they say about when you assume.
Rick says the official competition lasts about 2 weeks. 2 whole weeks? Man, you better get your grocery shopping done before
That sounds like the perfect vacation.
Oh, I'm sorry, man. I can't get to the airport. They're having this race go on.
Right?
I can't. Sorry, man. I can't go to work. Look, there's no internet, and there's these lunatics riding bikes 200 miles an hour down the road. Okay, the Corolla cannot keep up.
Right.
Rick says they have hours where the track is hot and where the roads are normal. Well, that's bullshit. I want the track to be hot all the time. That'd be wicked. Like, imagine when you're young, you don't quite understand what's going on. Come on, sweetie, let's go sit out in the yard. What's going on? Wow!
Yeah.
Oh, okay.
I mean, they book hotel, like they have the little inns and stuff like that, and they'll book them in advance, like advance.
Well, how much of this island is dedicated to this? Like, I'm guessing it's its own thing, right? The Isle of Man is like, it's gotta be sustainable. It's not there just for the race, but how much of the island is there for the race? You know what I mean?
Yeah. I'm gonna look up the size of the island itself.
Based on what I can tell,
150 miles. Wait, is that right? No, I'm looking at the wrong thing.
it looks like it's from tip to tip, just about 20 miles wide, according to Google Maps. That's from east to west. I'm guessing it's 25, 30 miles wide, long.
Oh, here we go.
They got a couple lakes in there.
He just posted a.
Oh, nice. Yeah, he showed that, but it doesn't show like what percentage of their economy is the race.
I did not know.
Like, they'd have to brag about them. Well, I don't
Hey, they got a stony mountain.
a stony mountain.
Yeah, we got Stone Mountain. Oh wait, that's a plantation.
It's a plantation.
This place it's littered with plantations. There's like 3 or 4 plantations here. Oh, they got poor towns.
4 towns?
Yeah, no, poor towns.
Oh, here we go. He posted the TT Festival of Motorcycling Economic Impact Assessment. Exactly what I was looking for.
Sweet.
Conclusion. This is how weird I am. I'm like, I wonder how much money it brings in.
It's got to be their like economy.
The first part of the TT and Festival of Motorcycle. So how long does the festival go for? Is that just what they call the race, you know?
About to find out.
Based on visitor expenditure from the 2 surveys, the value added to the island from the events is 31.7 million British pounds, of which 24.6 million is generated by the TT and 7.1 is generated by the festival. It says a significant portion of the contribution that the national income. Okay, so it's 17% of their economy
Good Lord.
is. Can you imagine? 17% of your economy is 2 weeks.
then they shut it down because of Corona.
So, yeah, that's not. I mean, come on, for a small island like that, 31.7 million British pounds. That's not bad. That's not bad at all. That's the net economic background. I wonder how many. I wonder if they get more speeding tickets the closer it becomes to the festival.
Huh. Well, I just found something out.
What?
It has nothing to do with motorcycles, but the Isle of Man is not part of the UK or the EU.
Is it its own thing?
Guess so.
So there's like another country, the country of the Isle of Man.
I'm not gonna lie. Like, I googled, did they enter Brexit?
Well, I mean, how does Rick says if he remembers correctly, the island doesn't have a speed limit except in town. Well, that's kind of dumb. Well, I mean, it's cool, but I mean, how am I supposed to believe that it doesn't have a fucking speed limit? Let's just go down Peel Road. Can I Google Map Peel Road? Can I walk down Peel Road? Oh, will it not let me, it won't give me a street view here on the Isle of Man. What? Oh, this is Bing, that's why. Ew. Let's see here. Where was Peel? Let's just click on this. I can't pronounce this place. I found a mirror.
Nope.
So if I move down this road, I'm not going to see any speed limit signs at all. I don't believe that. That's got to be. I think I see some speed limit signs coming up. Parish of Glen. Oh, I gotta go backwards. Dang it, Google. The parish of Glenvine, please drive, and it has a speed limit of 30. But that's because we're getting into a town. Maybe there is no speed limit. And I don't know what I just got into with Google Maps, but it's throwing me off. But there's not many roads. I mean, like, you're gonna get to the other side of the island pretty quick, aren't you?
One of the roads is apparently that's not a town. Poor Town is a road.
So I wonder if those 3 legs is this island's flag, because if it's a separate country, it's gonna have a flag, right? So I wonder if that's like its flag. But it reminds me of like a Greek Roman type deal going on.
From what I just read, the Queen is over the Isle, but they have a lieutenant governor. So I don't understand how it wouldn't be a part of the UK, but
There's a lighthouse. They even got a castle, Peel Castle.
awesome.
That's cool. I've always wanted to visit a castle.
Oh, yeah.
I always thought they'd be the coolest. Like, you know, when you're younger, you're like, man, a castle would be so cool. You know?
Yeah.
Who doesn't want to go to a castle? They got high schools.
Oh.
The Center for World War I Internment. Waterfalls thing? So this is like if you were to take a state park and make it its own island. And there's only one ferry and it goes into Douglas apparently. From Belfast, Liverpool, Dublin, Heysham to the Tower of Refuge, which is another castle. This place has a whole bunch of castles and a little Switzerland. I know where we're going.
Yeah. I mean, it just makes too much sense, don't it?
Oh, yeah. All they need is a sushi restaurant and a barbecue joint.
Right.
There's Murray's Motorcycle Museum. Oh, wow, it has a whole bunch of old motorcycles in it.
Oh, cool.
There's a Joey Dunlop Foundation, apparently.
Huh?
Man,
that would actually be the place to go right there, is that museum. That'd be awesome.
That's not far from Douglas. That's... If we get directions from there to there, man, it's only like a 10-minute drive. Or a 2-hour walk.
Speed walk.
Well, then it'd be an hour walk. I still don't believe that there's no speed limit. I gotta look it up now. Isle of Man speed limit. The speed limit of... What? No way. The speed limit on the Isle of Man is 30 miles per hour in built-up areas. Elsewhere, generally, there is no speed limit unless signed.
Sweet.
No way. What are the driving regulations? You have to drive on the wrong side of the road.
Right.
It says that if you are speeding, you'll face a fine of £1,000 and being shamed in the local press.
Oh, no.
Could you imagine? That's like, well, he gave us $1,000, but he's still a hooligan. Nobody sell to him.
Over here, that'd be free publicity. Like, look at Captain Awesome over here. Yeah. That is literally what I would do. If I ever got caught speeding over there and they put it in the paper, that thing would get framed.
Yeah, right?
Make a bunch of copies, send it to all the family members for Christmas.
Hey guys, look what I did. I went speeding. Okay, well, here's some history via Google. It has become a center for emerging private space travel companies. The oldest continuous parliament in the world. 3 bent human legs, so its population is 83,000 people. And its GDP is 7.4 billion US dollars. That's not small. 83,000 people live in this? No way.
For it to be that size?
It's not that big of an island. And based on what I'm seeing here, like, you said there's like 4 towns. Like,
Yeah, because where I live, I ain't even joking. Like, it's probably like 3 times that size, and there's only like 30,000 people here in this little boony town I live in.
well, this one is known as Douglas. It's the capital town of the island of Man. does not give me. It gives me hotels. If you want to get a hotel, you want to spend thousands and thousands of dollars to get a hotel during that time. I mean, I'm sure you can drive through the towns, but I'd imagine this whole town is just flooded with motorsports enthusiasts.
It has, yeah. I'm curious as to, since you said it, like if there's like car races and stuff.
Like you would, like you would think that people would go, yeah, it's a race. It's, the race time, and then between days they have like street racing or whatever. Like people have to get riled up. I mean, if there's ferry rides of nothing but bikes coming over, they have to feel a little pent up after watching it, right? They have to feel a little bit like, yeah, we can do it too, and then take off. Or maybe not.
Rolla.
Because people don't think it.
Pulling all 102 miles an hour in my Corolla.
Yeah, man. The Rollas
Get
won't
that.
stop.
Mine's a 5-speed, so it might actually be kind of fun.
Man, I wish I knew more about this. I guess we're gonna have to go.
Oh,
Don't you know? I'm guessing we're gonna have to go.
yeah. It literally is my bucket list. Like, everything after that is nothing.
Well, what's the average cost? Let's find this out. Cost to watch Isle of Man. It's trying to sell me a watch. Beginner's Guide to Booking a Trip to the Isle of Man PT or Classic, right? So it says they get 30,000 visitors. They're trying to sell me to... I'm not signing up. I'm not signing up for anything. So there's qualifying week and race week.
I think that Rick just posted the video that I was telling you about, where the dude was racing a helicopter.
Look, it's on a Gixxer 1000. Oh, Guy Martin. Yeah, he was supposed to be a pretty famous racer here. Isn't he?
Oh my goodness.
What?
Look at that. Look what he just posted there.
Oh, the Classic?
Yeah.
Hell yeah. But I thought Guy Martin was supposed to be he's a pretty important racer, isn't he?
That's a name. I know that name.
I know the name. I
Yeah.
read today that Guy Martin rides a Vespa as his daily. Like, this guy can ride anything he wants, but he rides a Vespa. Dude, these things are all two-strokes. No wonder they were flying. 500cc two-strokes?
Yeah.
Except for Honda.
I mean, oh, the Honda was it?
I don't think Honda has a four-stroke race bike. I mean, a two-stroke race bike. Honda's always been a four-stroke. Man, those guys just jumped, landed, and turned.
It's pretty amazing, isn't it?
Just think, you have the traction of a credit card stamp. Yeah, let's go 200.
Yeah. And the bike, when they hit, like, once they actually lift, if you watch real close, it just starts wiggling.
Oh, yeah. Well, I mean, so I wouldn't doubt that a bike could outrun a helicopter. Helicopters have a hard speed limit, if I recall. Yeah. I think helicopters have a hard speed limit of 200 something miles an hour. After that, they physically cannot work.
Makes sense with the pitching and yawing.
Well, Yeah, it has to do with how the wings work, and I think it's something. The faster you go, you have to pitch your wings and spin your blades faster. But I think once the blades break the speed of sound, aerodynamics change, and you get way less lift, and the helicopters will fall out of the sky.
Oh,
If that's what I remember, because I think props have a hard time breaking the speed of sound because it drastically changes how it works. This guy's going really fast. He's
it's like do what?
This guy's going really, really fast. Like, dude, the only time I've ever felt like I was going this fast was when I really had to go to the back.
Yeah.
And I was like, I'm going home. This is pretty much how I imagined myself. Just instead of going this fast, I was probably only doing 80 on a backcountry. But yeah, no, helicopters have a hard speed limit. Yeah, helicopters have a speed limit of around 250 miles an hour. Yeah.
I mean, it makes sense. I mean, they're more lift than.
Yeah,
Like
250 miles an hour. The world speed record for a helicopter is 249.10 miles an hour. And that's due to pressure contours, due to the blades. Which is kind of fun to think that I think actually Chinooks are faster than Apaches, if I recall correctly, because they do some funky stuff. But yeah, it has to deal with the blades. The blades can only go so fast.
those things fly over my house all the time.
Dude, they're loud. Helicopters are loud as hell.
Well, I'm talking about the Chinooks or whatever.
Oh, Chinooks are super loud, and they got the twin engines on the sides.
Uh huh. Yeah,
I know
there's
what
like
I'm doing tonight though. I'm watching all of this Isle of Man stuff.
it'll open your mind. Like it's crazy.
Oh,
Like that. There's no way. Like even on my suit that I'd attempt half the stuff that they do. I mean, it wouldn't do half the stuff that they do, but you know what I'm saying. Like I wonder if at any point they actually let off the accelerator to the corner, because it just seems like they'd have to just throttle more. I mean, like when you watch the
well,
videos,
you don't want to let off your. You never want to let off your gas while going through a corner.
I mean, entering like.
Oh yeah.
Because it doesn't even look like they're letting up at all.
If anything, during a corner, you want to give it more throttle.
Exactly. And with them going at that speed, how would they give more throttle? That's what I'm saying. Like, I don't know.
Okay, so you know my stance on electronical gizmos in motorcycles. How I feel you don't need them. I can understand with this race. I can very much understand why they're present for almost this race specifically. Like, Carl down the street on his Gixxer doesn't need a 6-axis IMU. This guy on the Isle of Man needs a 6-axis IMU. This is ridiculous. But it's also fun. I would go, if you were to go and I were to go, my time to go would be classics. New stuff is cool and all, but I don't know. You gotta appreciate the classics. The classics.
I could definitely see myself enjoying that one as well.
Now imagine if there was a classic car one.
That'd be sweet.
Let's see. I'm sure there is. The Isle of Man Festival of Motor. Just they have 1951 Jaguar XK 120, some Rolls Royces. Because I know you're a car guy. I don't know how much more of a car guy you are than a bike guy.
Well, that's the thing. That's all I've ever been around is cars. Like I said on the last little podcast, like if it wasn't a dirt bike back growing up, we was cars. You know, just working on cars. So it kind of does hit close to home. You know what I mean?
So I think I know
go.
what your bucket list should be. For the last thing we're going to say, because I'm starving. I need to eat. I think you should take your Trans Am to the classic car.
That would be top. I still got to get it to the freaking Tail of the Dragon.
Dude, Tail of the Dragon is dead. They have cops there all over now.
Oh, I know, but we know most of them.
Oh, you know most of the cops?
I don't, but I know people that do.
Oh, I see.
It's kind of a running joke. I can't even remember the guy's name, but my friend, he's like, you know, every time you go, he's like, I'll just make a name of it. He's like, hey, there goes John. One sits in the middle, and then one at the top, one at the bottom, and
oh no! Apparently they have way more cops now.
oh, did they build it up now?
Yeah, for the last 2 years apparently it's been like heavily done because people were getting too stupid on it.
Especially
Now,
the cars.
from all reports that I've seen, the Tail of the Dragon is just one good road. They say there's tons of better roads in the area that have faster speed limits and can still offer just as much thrill. So the area is still good. It's just I think that the Tail of the Dragon itself is kind of meh. No.
Yeah. Except on Thursday.
Which sucks, because, I mean, I want to go. But
There's like a specific day. It's either Wednesday or Thursday. Like, everybody tells me just go that day because any other day you're stuck behind. On the weekend you're stuck behind Harleys, and on Mondays and Tuesdays...
it is a residential road.
Yeah.
So I can understand if people that live there are like, oh, this is stupid. You know?
Yeah. Same as the Isle, man. I mean, because they locked my town down for like some little poodle dink cornbread festival or something, and
hey, I would love a cornbread festival.
South Pittsburgh, Tennessee.
They have a
every year.
cornbread festival.
Yeah, it's where they make the Lodge cast iron skillet.
Man. Best cornbread I ever
amazing.
had some crunch to it.
Yeah, they got it all up there. That it's kind of funny because that's the best Mexican cornbread I ever had.
Mexican? What's the difference between Mexican and like Southern?
Oh, it's got corn and all kind of stuff in it.
Well, I'd hope cornbread has corn in it.
No, I mean like it's like you just look it up one day. It's like it's a whole. It's not just cornbread. It's like a meal.
So what I'm hearing is we got to go to cornbread festival,
Yeah.
and then we got to go to the Tail of the Dragon, and then we're both gonna hop in the Trans Am, put on some No Sleep Till Brooklyn, and
Yeah.
go to the Isle of Man Classic.
That actually sounds like a great list.
So we're gonna have to take a month off.
Might as well make it 2.
Yeah, I mean, now
The corn
I do
right
want to
at
do the tap,
Yeah.
and that is 2 months. And I would gladly invite you to come on it. If you were to get that CRF 300, it's the perfect bike for it.
Yeah, it's definitely what I'm looking at, because everything else I'm looking at just kind of scared me more towards it.
So why the CRF and not the KLX? The KLX 300.
Well, then I can't put my little 95 CR 250 decal kit on it.
Who cares? Just put it on there anyway. Paint it red. Make it look like a Honda. Who cares?
I was just kidding.
I mean, you might trigger some people.
From everything that like everybody's telling me about the CRF 350 or 300 is like it's fitting right where I'm needing to be.
Well, I've been hearing a lot of people saying that they want a WR 300, but it's Yamaha, so if they can't shove the CP2 in it, they're not going to make it. I seriously think they're going to come out with the CP2 Cruiser.
They have to.
Like, they're following Kawasaki almost exactly at this point. Because Kawasaki has its 650, and it's made naked, a sport bike, a cruiser, and an ADV. Yamaha has to be thinking of, like, well, we got this engine that acts like a V-twin. Well, they gotta just be like, let's shove it in a Rebel frame and go for it, or something like that.
You know that something's coming. It just has to.
Well, the Vulcan is a very well-selling motorcycle. And it actually is pretty comfy. At least to sit on the back.
The Raider is a good one, but I do not even remember what motor it had in it.
Well, anyways.
Like one of the only road. Scared the hell out of me.
Well, anyways, now I'm hungry for cornbread. I gotta eat something. We're gonna have to figure out what we're gonna do with our podcast now that next week Chase is back. I believe it's next week. Nope. 2 more weeks till Chase is back, so we're still on for next week. So we gotta think of something to talk about next week.
We put it for a vote.
Yeah, we can vote. We can talk. I don't care. We can talk about cornbread.
Right.
Dude, we should talk about motorcycle festivals.
That'd be cool.
Or festivals you can motorcycle to. Because I've been caught in a couple of them. So I was riding my Suzuki home, right?
Yeah.
No, this was after a long trip. I'm sorry. I tried calling it off, but I had a story. So I was riding my old Suzuki back. And all of a sudden I started noticing all these classic cars on the road. Man, this is cool. And they were all going the same direction as me. I get into a town, and it turns out it was a big parade that I somehow snuck myself into. So it was a classic car parade. And there I am in my Suzuki. I don't know how I got into it. But I went through a classic car parade on my 80s Suzuki.
There you go. Just the waving.
Yeah, no, I didn't wave. I was like, I'm so sorry for wrecking your festival. like I'm the only motorcycle here. Please don't look at me. But everyone was looking at me like, because I had my Goodwill special duffel bag strapped to the back and a camel back, and I had full gear, so I looked so out of place.
Everybody's like, "Who's that guy?"
Yeah, I felt so bad. I wanted to stop and pull over, but they had hay bales lining the street,
Oh Lord.
so I couldn't like take a street off because they blocked off all the roads to try and prevent people from getting into the parade. But I got into the parade and I was blocked into it, so I had to keep going. Like, there's nothing else I could do. I didn't want to stop and ruin the parade, so I kind of just kept my head down. I was like, yep. I mean, thank God my bike's really quiet, so the cars could rev and all that. I mean, if it was the Super Hawk, I'd feel like even more of a dick because that thing's loud as all get out.
Just make it look like you're supposed to be there.
Right? Well, I was like, okay, this bike's from the 80s. The rest of these cars are all from like the 60s and 70s. Might be able to pass it off. No.
Yeah.
But then I'm wearing like black and fluorescent yellow gear, so you know.
Yeah.
High vis crew over here. I really am an old man. Jeez. Don't forget
Well,
your high vis.
But you know what though? I got it so cheap, so.
Oh yeah. No, my gear was cheap. So no. I don't know what we're gonna talk about next time. We'll have to figure it out. Hopefully, it's about something that we both know about.
But you know what though? It's fun not knowing.
You would say so. It worries me. But now I gotta go watch all this Isle of Man stuff because we got a lot of fun links in the Discord.
Yeah, you'll definitely have a blast watching that.
Oh, I hope so. Well, anyways, I'm gonna get going. This was a lot of fun, and I can't wait till I talk to you again on next Thursday.
Sounds good.
So, talk